Okay, good evening. Beat Diggers against the Reds.
Yeah, it should be a really good duel tonight. Rob got two of the top teams in the state going tonight. I know Brush has a few kids out tonight, so it should be interesting to see who they trot out there. But Brush is ranked number one, the latest 3A poll by on the mat, and Eaton's ranked number three, and I don't think they're many points behind. So lots of good marquee matchups tonight. Lots of top-ranked kids going up against each other, and it's a good time of year for it coming into regionals here next week.
Well, the Beat Diggers had a great weekend last week. Now they got guys a little sick, and again,
Yeah, they got some guys sick. Some guys missed school yesterday, so they can't wrestle tonight. It sounds like the 113 pounder, Charles Rivera. Sounds like he got into a little bit of trouble at school and he's out for the year. So
oh really?
got a little bit of shifting to do. Got some stuff to do, but I think overall in the grand scheme of things here, I still think Brush is going to contend for the title here in a couple weeks, and a little bit of bad time for that sickness bug, but coming into a duel. But honestly, it's probably good the sickness bug hits now rather than next weekend or the weekend after that, heading into, like I said, regionals or states. I'd rather those kids get sick now and get that through their system.
Okay, they're a little quiet down there with the PA, trying to hear what's going on.
Yeah, they're just announcing kids. I can't see who they announced. I think they just announced Percy maybe. Wiley Eicher, 157, looks like he'll have a match. That'd be one of the ranked matches for the night. Wiley Eicher and Quint Carroll, number 11 and number 12. Yeah, I can't tell who that is. 175. Got Richie Bruno, ranked number one in the state.
Richie? Yes.
Oh, against Preston Smith, they actually bumped up Preston Smith, who is ranked second at 165 to 175 tonight. So that ought to be a really good match.
Yeah, if we can keep track of, really tried hard so we could do that. But
Yeah, and it looks like Cole came down from 215 to 190 or to 190. So Cal Sidwell from Eaton's ranked number two. Cole Curtis is ranked third at 215. So that's a pretty marquee matchup, pretty important for state seeding here. Which means Christian Astorga, who's ranked seventh in the last on the mat ranking, will be going against. I'm not sure his Eaton opponent's not ranked, so should be a good night for Christian. And at 285, TJ Rivera is still ranked number two. Had a little bit of a rough weekend this weekend. Ran into some problems. I think he took fourth or fifth at the Patriot League tournament. Yeah, he plays fifth at the Patriot League tournament. So, again, you never want to see that, especially from one of your senior leaders, the kid who's expected to be in the finals. But again, if he's going to have a hiccup, now's the time for it. Not next weekend at regionals, and certainly not the following weekend at state. So have that hiccup now. Get those mistakes learned from, and get moved on.
okay, trying to get logged onto the
Track wrestling, yeah, that'd be
but
handy.
I'm not smart enough for that.
I'd be more than happy to help you with that
Oh,
if
here
you
you
like.
go.
Yeah.
Go for it.
All right. If you want to take it for a second, I'll help you out here.
Okay. Well, we'll start off. Buildings by designs. First impressions are important. Buildings by design. They will make your vision a reality. Visit buildingsbydesign-com. And you can talk to my helper here.
Yeah, Buildings by Design, yeah.
Travis.
Buildingsbydesign.com. So happy to sponsor and happy to promote these things, promote wrestling, promote all sports. Morgan County and Brush to the community. These kids deserve to be covered, and we're happy to partner with everybody.
We're going to start here at 215 pounds. It should be Christian Astorga going against Oship Walden. Walden's a freshman, 7-11 on the year. Christian, sophomore, 18-4.
Yeah, should be a good match to Christian to get going. Like I said, he's been bouncing back and forth between 190 and 215, but I think he's settled in at 215 with the injury to Riley Tuck. So be good to see Christian get out there. I know they're expecting some big things out of him to score at state this year.
Yeah, he's Got a little different singlet there for the bead diggers. Pretty good looking. More of the yellow or gold. A little throw by. As Christian pushes his opponent, gives a little trip, and they're out of bounds. Have to head back to the center. The Eaton Reds now, I guess. Somehow my Indian friends don't have anything to do with Reds or everything.
No, they haven't had to make the change yet. I know there has been some pushback from Shasta to make that change, but I know that the good people at Eaton are standing strong, keeping that name, and they should. That's a great name. Honors our Native American brethren, and I think it's great to keep these traditions.
Yeah. Well, there's a nice little duck under the single leg. And Christian has got him by the edge, but didn't finish him off there. Back on her feet.
Yeah, Rob, I don't think this is on track tonight. So there's not showing up on track.
Okay, there's a little snap down there by Christian. Front headlock, snaps him down. He spins around and almost there's
nice spin behind by Christian. Yeah, absolutely. Nice little crossface now. He's working that crossface and ride. He's not a very long guy, but he sure likes to work that crossface. Now he's working that bundle of arms, that corkscrew that we talked about. He's doing a good job of keeping him flat here. And kid's kind of bowing into it, so now he's on to, flowing with the wrestling, kind of working that crossface cradle. About 8 seconds left to go in the first period here. I think that's where we're probably going to end here, 2-1.
Guess you'll have to watch that.
Yeah, no problem.
Millions of dollars, and they build something like this.
Yeah, so Storga's up over the Eaton opponent, and I missed his name, so it's up 2-0 heading in the second period here.
Ospit Walden.
Okay.
OSIP. It could be OSIP. Either that or I did it wrong.
Yeah, and they did not give me a program when I came in tonight, so.
Oh, there's one here somewhere.
Okay. Storga chooses down to start the period and kind of tripods up into a stand-up position here. Now he's just kind of searching for some ankle or searching for some wrist, searching for a trap. Stands up again, comes through with the Granby.
Little ram.
Kid has locked hands. If Christian can finish this, he's going to be able to continue to flow, which he does, right to his back, and that's going to be real tight. He's got a reverse half, teed up on his head, and there's the fall.
Okay.
So 2 minutes and 28 seconds on the fall for Christian Storga.
That was kind of that fat man roll.
Yeah, but he was setting it up well. So he was tripoded up, and it wasn't like he was just looking for a roll. So he was setting it up, tripoded up, doing some sit-outs, doing some switches, and setting it up real nice into a tripod, then hit that Granby and rolled right through. Christian has great hips.
There's TJ. He's going to get a forfeit. The Beat Diggers will go up 12-0 on the team side. Okay, then we'll slip down to the
little guys.
6-pounders.
Yeah.
But Ian Blake is not here tonight. So no, Blake Hawkins isn't.
Oh, really?
That could get confusing if those two are going after it.
I did not hear who they announced for Eaton. That's unfortunate if it's not Blake Hawkins, because Blake Hawkins ranked number 2 in the state this year. So
yeah,
I did not catch them. They do not have names on the board.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We can't even see the board from here. Okay, we're underway. Who do we have there?
We have Ian Blake for sure. I'm not sure who it is from Eaton. I definitely don't think it's Blake Hawkins. Blake Hawkins one of the better wrestlers in the state. And Ian's on a nice single leg right to his back. He locked up the cradle from the top position, kind of from neutral, and there's the fall in 24 seconds for Ian Blake.
Did you say 24 seconds?
24 seconds.
Okay. In for Ian. Okay. Peter's already up to 18 points.
Yeah.
Okay, the next, Charles Rivera's not there, so they should have Garrett Humby out. And
yeah, Charles Rivera again. Got in a little trouble at school, so he'll be out the rest of the season. Hopefully, Coach Cox has somebody to to fill in for him. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, so Dustin Hernandez is out tonight too.
Yep, caught the sick bug yesterday, and brush school rules: if you're sick the day before athletic event, you can't compete the next day. So, which is unfortunate because Dustin's been wrestling really, really well, and I know it would have been a good match for him tonight against the number 5 wrestler in the state. See where he's kind of, good barometer test for him.
Okay, that was Joseph Inslee, sophomore, 8-6 for the Reds, and he'll pick up the forfeit. Okay.
Okay, so
Kinswater, he's up there pretty good too.
Yeah.
Sophomore, 16 and 12, and he's going against Acosta.
yeah, Alazar Acosta. Alazar's been wrestling JV to he's been wrestling varsity this year, so should be a tough match for Alazar, and it is so far. Loudon's in on a single leg, takes him down right away. First 7 seconds in the match here. Loudon's working those cross faces. He's really, really active on top.
Yeah, we've watched a little bit for Alazar.
Yeah,
He's working down there now.
Yeah, Alzar's working, kind of trying to get the legs in. Loudon's got those legs in real tight, real deep, and I love that. Love that name, Loudon. That's a great wrestling name, right? Loudon Swain from Vision Quest. So hopefully he's named after Loudon Swain. That'd be a good deal.
That could be.
Best wrestling movie ever made.
Well, a little roll there, but
Yeah, Loudon's setting up what we call the Alamosa tilt there. He lets up Alazar, so back up to neutral here.
2-1. Oh, nice shot there
Yeah.
by the.
Nice little high crotch by Kinspotter there, by Loudon. Working right into a cradle. Now he's going to let him up, and man, he lets him up with prejudice there. But kind of gets a little lazy on the way he let him up and allowed Alazar to get in on a single leg. But Alazar's got to finish that. You can't just sit there and expect to finish it. He's got to move to finish. They're working towards a stalemate more than likely here. And we have a great ref tonight. Nick Deedy's the ref tonight, and one of the better officials in the state.
Yeah, he's going to stop him, restart him.
Yep, so we got about 20 seconds left in the first period. Loudon Kinspotter over Alazar Acosta 4-2. So, little shot by Loudon. Alazar does a nice job countering, but while he's countering, he pulls him into his legs and doesn't sprawl while he's pulling him in. Now he's in big trouble with short time left. Right on his button, gives up the 2 with 5 seconds left. And right to his back, he's getting back points as well. So that's a big move by Loudon Kinspotter at the end of the period. 5-point move.
Couple errors.
Yeah. Puts him up, what's it going to be, 8-2 heading into the second period here. So Costa defers to Kinspotter, and Kinspotter takes down.
They're almost underway.
Yeah, just kind of waiting there. Caution on Acosta. I'm not sure what. He wasn't centered up in his back there. So
It's pretty dark in here.
Yep,
Except right on the mat.
yeah, they got the single light down. All the lights off. Single light. Nice switch by Kinspotter there. Wow, great switch. Good job setting it up. He's working right into that near side cradle there.
He's got it in pretty tight.
Yep, getting back points there.
Yeah, I thought Acosta was about ready to pop out of that.
Yeah, that's real
up
tight
pretty
right
bad.
there. Yeah.
Uh-oh, he's in deep trouble. The referee's in a dark spot. Alazar was on his back.
Yeah, that's
There
flat,
it
and
is.
that's the fall. So 2:33 for the fall for Loudon Kinspotter from Eaton over Alazar
So
Acosta
we're
and Brush.
tied up 18-18.
Yeah, and we'll head into the next match. Brush will have Nick Dardanis, number 1 ranked wrestler at 132.
He's a junior, 20-2, ranked number 1 in the state. Right on the mat.
I did not catch his opponent. Did you catch that?
Oh yeah, it's Dylan Paris.
Dylan Paris.
Or Dylan. Is that how
So
you say
Dylan's ranked number 9 in the state. So, I would expect Nick to come out and open up his offense a little bit here. And And expect some big points from Nick over his Eaton opponent here, Dylan Paris. So
Yeah, he's a sophomore, 12 and 10 on the year.
yeah, I think he was a state qualifier last year as well. I can't remember what weight he was at, but I remember hearing his name.
Cardenas was down on his knees. Now they're
Yeah, he's in tight. He's kind of working that. He wants that Russian. It looks like got an overhook over there, and he wants to work that Russian. But Paris is doing a good job of keeping his wrist out. Nick dropped down to a single, which he should. Breaks that wrist, so brings him back to where he wants to be, and trying to control that tie. Now that just tying the wrist, and Nick's doing a good job controlling that head, controlling that far wrist. Now he's wanting that Russian or that 2-on-1 again. But Dylan's doing a good job of controlling his wrist, not letting him have that 2-on-1. Nice little outside single there by Nick. Got him up in the air. Dylan's in trouble here. Nick needs to sit through his legs and finish it, which he's trying to. Oh, Dylan's fleeing the mat. I cannot believe that they didn't call fleeing the mat for that. He was hopping off the mat.
Yeah, I did. They got an E out there on that big red mat. There's a lot of black and whites.
Yeah, nice little throw by Nick there, right into what they call side by side, or he's working what they call Merkle with that front headlock.
He likes those.
He does. He likes those. They learned that at Bear Cave. That's one of their staples up there. Little Grauer kid that used to wrestle for Akron. He's a wizard at those things.
Yeah, he's just got a tight waist and chopping the arm there.
Yeah, kind of wrestling
Right
on the
at
edge
the
of the
edge.
mat there. Short time in the period. Nick needs to ride him out here, not give up a point, which he does. Good job by Nick. Yeah, nice little outside single by Nick. Paris didn't sprawl very well and ended up in between his legs and finished it well. So
Paris's choice here in the second period.
looks like he's going to go under Nick, and that is a bad decision in my opinion. Nick is a hammer on top, so be interesting to see if Nick can get his offense opened up here. And right away, Nick busts him down. He's got that left arm pinned on his back, and trying to get it pinned on his back. He's got it about halfway right now. Dylan's doing a good job though, standing up and relieving that pressure, and he gets up, and Nick shoots back in on that outside single. Still got control, and finishes on top of him again, and kind of riding that high ride where you keep the knee in the side, keep the butt pressure forward. Working for a wrist, working for something, trying to work that near side cradle all the time here, putting a lot of pressure on his head and neck. Now he's got that left leg in. I like the way Nick's riding legs right now. He's not putting his hips on the side, staying up on top, kind of working for a banana split or a splato right now. But Paris comes up and brings his hands off the mat, and they're going to call potentially dangerous on that every time.
They have to restart here. Cardenas going to turn him loose.
Yeah, he is.
Well, maybe not.
Yeah, he optional started him, then he went up for that front headlock. So you see that a lot. It's kind of become more prevalent. They optional start him, and then they put that pressure on him right away. And a lot of times it works because it kind of throws the kids off guard and it throws you into a good position right off the bat instead of trying to fight working down. About 40 seconds left in the second period here. Paris isn't doing a lot, and Nick lets him go, and maybe try to work his offense on neutral, and he does. He gets that outside single. Good job snagging it right into. Was going to work that cradle. Now he's going to let him loose again. He's doing a really good job working that outside single. Now he's in on a double. Paris does a good job of defending that though. Nice little sprawl. Oh, now in on a fireman, but gets caught in his legs. And Paris is going to end up. Paris is going to end up with 2 on that. He's got his leg in. Whoop, into a scramble, and they never gave Paris 2. It looked like he might have had 2, but ended up not having control in that. And Nick wins that scramble and gets 2 points there. So short time, second left, and that's how the second period is going to end. Is 6-2. Nick Dardanas over Dylan Paris of Eaton. Nick's going to choose down in the third period here. Paris loads from the right side. Oh, Dardanas with a nice little hip heist over and reversal right off the bat here. So 8-2, minute 45 left in the period. Dardanus lets him back up again. So 8-3, minute 40 left in the period. Kind of working on the edge of the mat. Dardanus again with that overhook. I bet he's looking to fireman from that left side. If he can conjure a fireman from the left side, that'd be great right now. He's got that overhook deep. Kind of wrestling on the edge of the mat. Nick's and he hits a lateral drop from that left side instead of throwing the fireman. Lateral drop right to his back. What a great throw! Yeah, Nick did a really good job of loading that up, and now he's got Paris in trouble here. He needs to reverse that half if he can. Paris is kind of fighting his face, but it's getting real tight. Nick's fighting his hands right into a half. He needs to reverse a half, which he does now. Now he needs to finish on top. He's got that 3, so it's 10-3. 50 seconds left in the third period. You got Dardanus working for the fall. Needs to get his chest up a little bit, create a little more pressure downward on both shoulders instead of just one here.
Paris was kind of working on his face, and then Dardanus kind of
Paris is
geared it up a little more.
Yeah, Paris is gonna get out of it now. Dardanus is gonna let him up. He's got that 3 near fall, so he's 13-3. Kind of let him up. Now he's stepping through on a Turk. Dardanus is. And working a half, trying to work something to get that work for the fall here. Big points if they can get it. Working on the edge of the mat. Oh, Paris is in big trouble if Nick can finish this, but he's able to get his arm back out again. So he got
cradle.
Yeah, got short time here. Had a cradle. Gosh darn, man. Had that cradle locked up, just a hair out of bounds.
Didn't get any points out of that.
No, it's going to be 13-3 with 5 seconds left to go in the match here. Yeah, that's how we'll end. So, major decision for Nick over Dylan Paris. Nice match by Nick, though. He did a good job opening up, did a good job of, giving what taking what Dylan was giving him. Paris wasn't going to open up and expose himself if he didn't have to against Nick. He knows the wrestler that he is. And that last little lateral drop by Nick was great.
Let's see, what was the score on that?
It was 13-3. All right, so we got
4 points, huh?
Yeah, 22-18 Brush. And now we got Paxton Pettinger from Eaton and Levi Cox. Paxton's ranked.
Levi's out there.
Yeah, Paxton's ranked 11th in the state, and Levi's ranked 16th. So it should be a good barometer for both these boys.
138 pounds.
I don't know how Levi did last week. It does not look like he wrestled last week, but when we saw him last in Fort Morgan against Fort Morgan and Wiggins, it looked like the old Levi that I knew from wrestling as a little kid. Really good motion on his feet, really good position on his feet. So hopefully that continues for Levi here, makes that consistent.
We didn't have a 38. Excuse me. Where was it? Levi, 138. We didn't have one last week, so I don't know.
Against
Levi didn't wrestle, did he?
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
He squirted out there.
Yeah, he wrestled. He wrestled both matches, I think. He wrestled a Thomas kid, and I cannot remember who he wrestled from Fort Morgan, but they had a full team, so he definitely had a match, and I know he went 2-0 there and looked pretty good in the process.
My track thing I did doesn't have him there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean anything.
Yep.
Me and this technical stuff doesn't get what.
Pettinger in on a deep low single and kind of puts it off into a double and puts Levi onto a hip. He's working it, locking that leg up. Levi's got his far ankle, so they're kind of in a scramble position. Both have ankles. Pettinger is in a dominant position if he can pop his head out, which he is, and if he can bring his leg back over Levi's legs, which he's doing right now, but Levi's still holding tight on that ankle. He needs to roll that ankle if he can, or try to get his base out from underneath him, which he does. He leads into a stalemate. Good job by Levi not giving that up because that was deep. So still 0-0, about 15 seconds left to go in the first here. Levi Cox and Paxton Pettinger. Oh, nice shot, reshot by Cox. He needs to finish this if he can. There's short time left in the period. Oh, and they give him 2. Wow. They gave him 2 there. I don't know. It was close. It worked out for Levi really well. Got that takedown with about 2 seconds left in the match. I think Pettinger had his hands on the mat for maybe a second, maybe less than a second, and the ref gave him 2 for it. So big points by Levi there at the end of the mat, in the first period. 2-0 Levi over Pettinger. Heading into the second, Pettinger takes down.
Ooh, there's a cradle.
Yeah, Levi loads him from the left side, and Pettinger leaves his head by his knee, and Levi's done a nice job of locking up that cradle there on the left side, but he breaks it. Pettinger breaks it. And, now they're just kind of sitting beside Pettinger. Yeah, Pettinger tripoded up. Levi had no other choice but to let him go, so it's 2-1, minute 30 left in the second period. Cox over Pettinger.
Nice shot there by Pettinger.
Yep, good job by Levi getting his hips down, sprawled through. He's got that far ankle. Oh,
no.
Right into a scramble. Had his ankle and was kind of walking around and must have slipped on something and fell right to his stomach. And Pettinger was able to get the 2 on him. Minute left in the period, 3-2 Pettinger over Cox now.
Working over towards the edge. But Levi having trouble getting off the bottom there.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. Pettinger's trying to load up that tilt, that moose tilt again, and Levi's got to be careful, not just sit. He needs to work to improve position here. He's kind of just based out, has his arms out, legs out, looks like almost like a frog, trying not to give up anything here. And if he's not careful, you're going to hit him for stalling here. Eaton crowd's calling for it. Levi's got his wrist, just kind of holding it over. 20 seconds left in the second period here. Levi needs to score a point here. That's what he really needs, is get this match tied up heading into the third period. Yeah, he's just not doing much as they're working on the outside of the mat and head off the mat with 9 seconds left to go in the second period.
They'll get reset for 9 seconds.
Pettinger loads on the left side, and Cox just kind of based out there. I really was hoping that he would hit something there with short time, but he's going to be content with heading into the third period down 3-2 to Pettinger from Eaton. So important period here, and Levi chooses both up here. So hopefully he can get his offense working. Well, it makes sense. He didn't do much in that minute that they had on bottom, so it makes sense if he thinks he can get him taken down here. He's doing a good job, heavy on the head, fake shot to the outside of his opponent's left. Pettinger counters that, and now they're just kind of locked up there at the edge of the mat here. Cox hits a shot, grabs an ankle. He's got that ankle picked.
He's got
that ankle picked.
Legs.
Needs to work up. No 2 yet. Now there's 2. So Cox goes up 4-3, minute 30 left in the period. If he can work up, he can start getting back points here because Pettinger's, he's got both those legs underneath him, got a kind of a bear hug around. Now that's a stalemate. Minute 19 left in the third period. Cox up 4-3. I know the Eaton faithful didn't like that call. Cox loads from the left side, just kind of pressuring forward. He does not have a stall warning yet, but Pettinger is able to tripod up and separate and get 1. So it's tied up 4-4, minute left to go in the third period. So Pettinger tries for a little throw. Cox has that underhook on the left side, an overhook on the left side, trying to work an outside single. Now he switches off to a double. They're kind of on the edge of the mat, and Pettinger's sprawled out. Cox is sprawled out underneath him. I think that's going to end up in a stalemate. Sure does. Ends up in a stalemate and back to center. 42 seconds left to go in the third period. Both kid boys tie up. Cox passes that elbow, shoots that single leg. He's got that leg. There's no control. Cox still got the leg. Pettinger has stepped over.
Cox in trouble.
Cox rolled the wrong way, rolled to his back, gave up 2 right there. Short time, 20 seconds left to go in the match. Cox down 6-4. And Pettinger's got a lot of pressure up front. Kind of has his leg locked in that leg locked up in Cox's leg. And that, Levi's just not trying to work up to anything right here. Looks like he's going to be content here. Yeah, Penninger gets the win 6-4 with the last 20-second takedown over Levi Cox of Brush. So Levi wrestled a good match, just made a mistake there at the end, rolled the wrong way, should have rolled into the leg. He rolled away from the leg, ended up on his back there. Didn't give up any back points, but that allowed Penninger to secure that takedown there at the end. So at 144, we have Patrick Preston from Eaton, ranked number 2, versus Tanner Ludgate from Brush, ranked number 7. So it should be another good matchup here. Both guys kind of faking shots, just kind of getting each other filled out, working for wrist control. Preston, again, fakes another shot. Ludgate does a good job reshotting into a single, got him up in the air, kind of comes back, has Preston on a hip, needs to pull his head out and pull his arm out if he can to finish that. Preston's got both legs up on his head there, got him on the mat now. Ludgate's doing a good job. Oh, man, what a scramble. Moving so fast, you can't hardly call that. Have to call that here in a bit. Preston in on a fireman. Finally gets Ludgate down for 2, about 1 minute and 10 left to go in the match. But yeah, that was a crazy scramble where Ludgate was in on a. Oh, and Preston is working that moose tilt there. Gets 1 count, but Ludgate's able to roll back. Didn't give up any back points there. But yeah, that was a crazy scramble. Ludgate was in on a single, had Preston on his back there for a second. Preston then kind of scooted through. They end up both back up, and right away, no hesitation. Preston was in on a reshot on that fireman, and real nice fireman able to finish it on Ludgate. So that's where we are now. So 2-0. Yep, 2-0. Preston over Ludgate. 39 seconds to go in the first period.
Okay.
So yeah,
Ludgate's going to go down.
Ludgate's going to be down. Preston's going to load him from the left side. Ludgate kind of hits a Granby there, rolls to his back, was able to roll through. Now, Patrick Preston, that working the 2-on-1, kind of throwing the crossface in there, just creating a lot of forward pressure here. Switched by Ludgate, but he didn't clear that arm, so Preston's able to gather him back in. Ludgate tries for a high knee. Kind of gets Preston on his side for a second, but it allows Preston to lock that leg in. So he's got that figure 4 on the leg, kind of trying to whip him over with that crossface. Good job by Ludgate basing down. That's where the period will end. Heading into the second period, Preston's up 2-0 over Ludgate.
Okay.
That's a lot of action in 2 minutes. Excuse me.
Yeah. Ludgate working from the top.
Yeah, working that spiral on the left side, spiral and a half. Preston's going to come up. I think Ludgate's just going to let him go, and he does. So that's going to put Preston up 3-0 with 1:45 left to go in the second period here. So we had some fireworks last time. These guys were up both in neutral position. We'll see if somebody can set up a shot and get it going. Oh.
Nice little shot there.
Yeah, nice fireman by Preston. Kind of took Ludgate by surprise, and he shot right through it. Wasn't able to finish that fireman, but that was, if he could have caught that leg, that was deep, and they head out of bounds. 1:25 left to go in the second period, both neutral again.
Ludgate looks like he's giving up some weight there.
Yeah, I don't know what Preston came down from, but, he's been at 144 pretty much all year long. Ludgate kind of shoots a half shot, ends up underneath Preston. Preston's working that front headlock. Now Ludgate's got that right arm. Preston trying to work a little tilt there if he can. He's still got the leg. Preston's behind him, but he's still got that arm, so I don't think that's full control there, is what the ref's seeing here, and I'm seeing the same thing. And he's going to fall into 2 here real shortly, and he does. Yep, there he does. Now he's got that crossface whipping Ludgate into a cradle, crossface cradle on the left-hand side. Now he's going to suicide that back the other way. He's got Ludgate in a world of hurt and a crossface cradle. He's got 3 for sure, and that's going to be tight. Ludgate has to fight the hands first if he can, and then try to kick out of it. But he's got to do a good job of fighting those hands, and that's tight. That is tight. And there's the fall. Yeah, there's the fall. So you got 3 minutes and 48 seconds on the fall for Patrick Preston of Eaton over Tanner Ludgate of Brush.
Okay, Percy was supposed to be here tonight, but
Yeah, I don't know where Percy is tonight. No, here Percy is wrestling.
oh, is he? Good. Okay, super. He'll go against Braden Betzworth, junior, 11-11.
Yeah, this should be.
Percy's 150 pounds. He's 11-7 on the year.
Yeah, and Percy's tough. He's giving up weight, doing a good thing for the team. You know, he's a 138 pounder, 132 by weight, wrestling 150s because that's where the opening is, and he's been wrestling tough this year.
Working over the far side.
Yep, just working both of them working ties, kind of feeling each other out, circling towards the edge of the mat, kind of wrestling on the edge here. You know, you can definitely tell that Betzworth is the bigger man here, and he's working a 2-on-1 on Percy. Percy's got that head posted, but Betzworth doing a really good job of keeping that 2-on-1. If he can use it, Percy's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. He's pressuring in. Percy does a good job. And a reshot by Percy. That's a deep double leg. He's got Betzworth on his hip. Let's see if Percy has the horses to finish this move. He's driving in. Betzworth got a whizzer on him, and Percy comes between his legs and gets the 2. Now, hopefully Percy can stay in between those legs, which he is. He's standing up on those legs. He's got to be careful not to flip him over because that'll be potentially dangerous, and he lets it go on the edge of the mat there. So good job by Percy on that reshot on Betzworth. And Betzworth hits a sit-out. Now he's trying for Peterson. Percy does a good job defending that. Sinks that half in there and makes sure he doesn't roll over the top of Betzworth. And Betzworth.
Oh, nice job of grabbing the ankle.
Yeah, Betzworth was tripoded up, and Percy did a good job of grabbing that ankle, returning him to the mat. Kind of wrestling on the edge there on the Brush side. Betzworth just got that hand over the top. Percy's got to be careful not to get too high here and push back, which he does. Now he's in better position again. Betzworth kind of comes up. Percy drops down to a single, and they head out of bounds. So 20 seconds left in the first period. Percy Yodel over Betzworth from Eaton, 2-0. Percy loads from the left side. Betzworth hits a sit-out, rolls back down. Percy, I'm not sure what he's working there. Just kind of has a tight waist, and he's grabbing that near ankle, returns him to the mat, and Betzworth on his hip again. And Percy's staying down on that leg. A lot of pressure forward. Does a good job breaking him down. Yep, short time. Good job by Percy not giving up a point there. So you got 2-0. Percy Yodel over Braden Betzworth of Eaton.
Okay, he's going to stay on top, though.
Yeah, looks like Betzworth chose down. Percy again loads from the left side. And Betzworth gets that really wide tripod, and Percy trying to drop down to that outside or that inside ankle. Now he inside trips that ankle. Good job by Percy returning the mat there. Now he's got that ankle trapped in there. Kind of lets that go. Betzworth is back, kind of into a sit-out position there. Percy doing a good job. Percy sucks him back and gets 1 count, but Betzworth able to roll through it. Same thing here, just that wide tripod. Percy drops down to that single, has kind of a seatbelt on him. Single trips him back down. Percy needs to throw a half. Darn it, man! If he'd have felt that right away, he could have got some back points there.
It was close.
Yep. So same thing again. Betzworth tripoding up. Percy follow him, and they head out of bounds. A minute 12 left in the second period. Odell up 2-0 over Betzworth of Eaton. Percy loads from the left side again. Betzworth kind of comes to his butt. Percy just kind of pressuring forward. Not a lot of action there. Percy wants to snap him back if he can, but Betzworth going to come back up to that wide tripod. Percy again snaps that ankle and almost has him sucked back that time for another 1 count. Percy's following him. Now Betzworth kind of hits an inside roll. Percy does a good job following him. They're on the edge of the mat, and again, that wide tripod. And Percy's dropping down that ankle. Got it kind of up, and they go out of bounds. Good job by Percy following him. That's a really nice job. So 45 seconds left in the second period. Odell up 2-0 over Betsworth of Eaton. Percy again loads from the left side. Betsworth hits that half-hearted switch. Percy's able to return him down. Percy needs to control the wrist here if he can, which he's doing right now, doing a better job. Knee in the butt, pressure forward. Controlling those wrists doesn't allow Betsworth to hit those little switches and sit-outs and doesn't allow him to tripod up. But Betsworth's kind of a bigger guy. Tripods back up, comes down and tries to hit the standing switch, and Percy's following him on the edge of the mat there and does a good job again defending that switch, pressuring forward, lots of pressure forward. Now he's working kind of two wrists, pressure forward. Off to the left-hand side, Betsworth's got that wide tripod again. They got short time, 6 seconds. Percy's going to try that inside trip to that ankle again, and he does. Drops down to the ankle, and that's where we're going to end.
Wow.
Yeah.
The third period.
Good job by Percy. He held him down that whole period. So 2-0 Percy Odell over Betsworth of Eaton. 2-0 heading in the third period. And Odell's going to choose down.
Looking away from us.
Now Betsworth loads from the left side. Let's see if Percy can get some offense opened up here. Hopefully we open up a little bit here. Not content with 2-0 because 2-0 is not a huge lead, as we know. Betsworth just a bigger guy, just kind of laying on him. Lots of pressure forward. Not really working a pinning combination quite yet. Percy does a good job getting his leg back, kind of scooting out there. Betsworth got that 2-on-1 on the right side. Lots of pressure forward. Got his knee in the butt. Pretty content with hitting that. Percy tries a little inside roll to the right side, which opened up his leg on the left, and Betsworth able to slide that leg in on the left because he left that exposed. Now he's trying to work in two spikes, but Percy catches that second one. He's high. If Percy can tripod up, Betsworth's going to be really, really high. Go headhunt here, which he's trying to tripod up, and he's shaking him down a little bit. Betsworth trying to work that power half, but Percy's got that inside ankle, but Betsworth cranking on that thing. Percy needs to keep a hold of that ankle, not give up back points here. A minute left to go in the match. Percy. Oh.
He's on his
Yeah,
back
I'm
for
not
a moment.
entirely sure what happened there. He kind of flipped through, had his leg, kind of flipped through to his back, then rolled through, and Preston ends up on top with his right leg in now. His left leg's out, and now he's gonna cut him. So it's going to be 3-0 Percy Odell over Betsworth with 28 seconds left. Betsworth in on a shot. Percy does a good job of defending the shot. Percy needs he's in a cow catcher position. Needs to get out of that cow catcher position so that he can't give up that high crotch. We got 10 seconds left in the match, and we're going to come to a stalemate. 11 seconds to go in the match. Stalemate. 3-0 Percy Odell over Betsworth. Percy needs to kind of sit back, just keep a lot of pressure in, not give up position, give up two, that's fine, but nothing big. Yeah, and Percy kind of runs around the mat there, he ends up not giving up stalling call. I thought he would give up stalling call running around the mat. But ends up winning the match 3-0 over Betsworth of Eaton.
Wow.
So good job by Percy picking up the win. Narrows that gap now. It's going to be 27-25 Eaton over Brush right now, heading into the 157-pound match.
$7.25. Okay. Let's see who's next.
Yeah, we got Wiley Eicher Brush, ranked number 11 in the state, versus Quint Carroll of Eaton, ranked number 12. So it should be a nice little matchup for both these boys.
Yeah.
And I think you have their records, don't you? Oop.
Some places.
Yeah, Carroll
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah, I can find that.
Okay.
Yeah, right here.
Carroll is in on a shot. Good job by Eicher sprawl. Now Carroll back in on a outside single. They're on the edge of the mat. Eicher's got that whizzer in there. They head off the mat. So 1:34 in the first period, 0-0. Eicher versus Carroll.
Yeah, Carroll's a senior, 16-8.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure where Eicher is.
Oh, he's pushing around there.
Yeah, and what his record is, anyways.
I can find it here somewhere, I think.
Yep, they kind of shoot each other off the mat, come back to center. Minute 10 left in the first period, still 0-0. Carroll's trying to tie up and hit that little throw by. Iker does a good job keeping his elbows down, elbows tight. Both guys just kind of working wrist control. No head-to-head tie or ear-to-ear tie. They're just forehead to forehead, working for position. Carroll in on a outside single out of bounds. They'll head back to center. 52 seconds left in the first period, still tied up 0-0. Wiley needs to open up some offense. I think Carroll's been the more aggressive wrestler here, and he's again in on a double leg, and it could be deep if he sinks down, but he doesn't. Iker's doing a pretty good job of sprawling now get his hits caught in the mat. He's going to give up the 2. He needs to give that. He's kind of reaching back and trying for a leg, but need to give that up as he's about to expose himself, which he did give that up. Now Carroll's got that arm bar on him. He's trying to walk it towards the head, and Iker needs to base up if he can and crawl forward. That's a lot of pressure on that arm, sticking straight up in the air on that arm bar. Yeah, Carroll's still working it. He's not grabbing that far wrist. He's just kind of underhooking that far arm, and he's going to get Iker. He's going to walk it over the head, and he's going to be getting up back points here. Iker's bridged up. Carroll's in on that arm bar, and that's where the period's going to end. So it's going to be.
That was close to being a bad shoulder.
Yeah, that was real close to getting the fall there at the end of the period. Iker's going to be down 5-0 to Quint Carroll of Eaton.
You see that in college, not
Yeah.
not
Yeah, a lot of times.
I thought maybe it's the whistle
Yeah.
stop it, but he didn't. Potentially dangerous.
Yeah, I don't think it was potential, though. He wasn't putting enough awkward torque on that shoulder. I think if it had been potential, the Akron or the Eaton crowd, would have exploded on that. So a little shot by Iker, and Carroll's got him in deep trouble right now. He's kind of have that near side, and now drop down to an outside single on Iker's right side. But Iker does a good job of defending that, working that front headlock. He's kind of got that side by side as they go off the mat.
Scrambling pretty good.
Yeah, a little scramble there on the edge of the mat. Minute 12 left to go in the second period. 5-0 Carroll over Iker. Iker snaps a little bit. If he's going to snap him, he needs to snap him and sprawl on the side or move his leg at least to the side he's snapping him to. He's snapping him right into his legs.
Little throw by attempt.
Yeah, Iker's just kind of hanging on the head, and Carroll's idea was to throw that by. It was a good idea because Iker's just hanging on that head a little bit right here. Now, Iker tries to throw by because Carroll was hanging, so kind of same thing. They both probably felt each other let loose a little bit there and tried to throw by. And now we're just kind of an ear-to-ear, nose-to-nose. Iker tries to throw by, but Carroll kind of slips underneath that and gets an underhook there on Iker's left-hand side. So you got about 15 seconds left to go in the second period here. It'd be great if Iker could score. That's a weird position, kind of in on a deep overhook for Iker, and then it's ear-to-ear on the other side, and they are in tight. 4 seconds left to go in the period. Iker shoots kind of a single, trying to change it in double.
Oh, yeah,
And he had the double, yeah.
Buzzer.
Buzzer sounds as Iker kind of had him up in the air. So we're going to head into the third period, 5-0. Carroll over our Iker, and Carroll's going to choose down. Iker chose neutral in that second period, didn't get a takedown. So we're gonna try it on top. Iker loads from the left-hand side here. Iker, yeah, Iker does a good job of getting that right-hand leg in. I think must be Dad in front of us here for the Eaton. Must be Dad Carroll in front of him because he's definitely coaching him from up here.
Yeah.
Iker has a lot of pressure forward, but at the end of the day, he's down 5-0, so he's going to have to turn Carroll twice. For me, I'd let him up and try to work something else. Iker still has that leg in there. Yeah, he's up high on that power half. Not a lot of pressure on that because he's up so high on that. He needs to get him stretched out and need to get him flattened out. Now he's got that cross face kind of whipped over. He needs to look away from that.
Almost
Yep.
jerked him over.
Now he's
There
got
it is.
1, 2. Yep. Now he's getting back points. So he's got 2 back points here. A minute left to go in the third period. So he's got the 2. So it's 5-2. Minute left in the third period. Eicher still got the legs in, but Carroll kind of whips him down to his hip. But Eicher's working on that power half, trying to get that elbow cranked up, and he's gonna have to get back points here. 2 would be good, make it 5-4. 3 would be good, make it 5-5. But he's got to finish with his hips on top. He's got his hips on the mat, and Eicher's got that half in. He's got the legs out now. And now it's going to be short time, so we got 30 seconds down 5-2, and they kind of both come back up to referee position. Eicher puts that leg back in. Now he's working for that banana split move. He's kind of on his back. Carroll's going to finish on top. Got him in a headlock now. Now Eicher's in deep trouble. Deep trouble with short time left. Eicher's bridging up, doing what he can do. Got it. He cannot give up a fall here. Cannot give up a fall with 5 seconds left to go in the match here. Short time. Eicher needs to keep that shoulder off the mat. 1 second. Got the pin with 0.6 seconds left to go in the third period. So that is a 5:59.4.
Oh, man.
Gives up the fall with
157.
0.6 seconds left to go in the match. So that's going to give Eaton a pretty good lead heading into 165 here. And I'm not sure if Austin Lay is wrestling or not. So that puts Eaton up.
Somehow I lost one of my pages here.
Yeah, and we're going to give up a forfeit, so they're going to go up 39-25 heading into 175. And like I said, they bumped up Preston Smith from 165 to 175 to wrestle Richie Bruno. So you got the number 1 ranked 175 and the number 2 ranked 165. So this should be interesting though, because I would bet that Coach Misteri is testing this out. If you're ranked second at 165. Testing out 175, number 1 ranked wrestler. I would bet if we see Richie fall here, I would bet that Preston goes up to 175 to finish the year. That's what I would do with him.
Okay, we're underway. Going ear to ear.
Yeah, and Bruno does a good job of staying in control, really heavy with the hands. That was a good little snap down. His hands are real heavy, never really gets in bad position. It's, as I say that, Preston Smith's in on an outside single, but Richie's doing a good job working that front quarter Nelson, and he's got that sucker tight, but does a good job circling to his legs, which he should. Now he's got Bruno in trouble. Bruno's got that leg up in there. Bruno dives back through and grabs that ankle. So if you can imagine this, Bruno's on the back side of him, Preston's on the front side. Bruno has the ankle, and he actually finishes that scramble. Was able to get the 2 out of that scramble. Great job by Bruno, 2-0. Bruno with a minute left in the first period. That was a wild scramble there.
Yeah, he lifted him up and dropped him down and got the 2.
Yeah, they're working on the outside of the mat. Bruno's kind of got that C-butt on now, picks that inside ankle. Does a good job returning back to the mat, but Preston does a good job not going all the way to the mat, and Bruno now comes with that back trip out of bounds. So, yeah, that was a great scramble. Bruno's in on that shot, Preston was on the shot. Bruno dove between his legs, had the ankle. They both had ankles facing opposite ends. Bruno was able to pick that thing up and finish it off for 2. So we got 43 seconds left to go in the first period. Bruno up 2-0 over Preston Smith of Eaton.
Back underway here.
Yeah, both wrestlers just kind of sitting there. Bruno's got that outside spiral. He's got a claw in from the right side, spiral into the left leg. Now Preston Smith comes up, trying to get those hands worked down. Bruno's.
Well, they pop out of bounds.
Yeah, they did. I thought they might call Bruno for stalling there, but they did not because he didn't return right away. So they go out of bounds. 19 seconds left to go in the first period. Bruno up 2-0 over Smith of Eaton. Bruno drops down to an ankle, has an ankle in a tight waist. Now he comes back up, kind of comes for a crossface over the top, pushing across. 10 seconds left. Just don't give up any points here, Richie. Wrestle smart. Don't give up 1, not 2, if anything, but does a good job. He's got that claw deep and that spiral ride that's really, really tied up top. So not a lot of places for Smith to go on that. So it's going to be Smith's choice. He's going to defer to Bruno. And Bruno is going to choose down. 2-0 Bruno heading the second period over Preston Smith of Eaton. Smith's going to load from the left side. Bruno does a good job standing up right away. Now he hits that standing switch. Still on his feet. Kind of running forward. Got the hands broke. Smith's just kind of hanging on. If Smith doesn't return him here, he's got to return him here. He's going to get the stall point. Kind of locks that gut wrench up. Bruno's doing a good job of flow wrestling into a switch, and he's in between Preston Smith's legs, and needs to wrong arm his right arm out and get it around his waist if he can. He's just stuck in between his legs there. Needs to get that arm out. Now he's kind of finishing up top. Smith finishes on top, and Bruno hits a switch to the left-hand side and finishes that switch. What a good job. Reversal for Bruno, 4-0. Minute 15 left in the period. Smith comes back up on the edge of the mat. Bruno back trips him down, and they're going to end up out of bounds. So Bruno's going to be up after that scramble again. 4-0. Minute 10 left in the second period.
Smith is senior, 17-9 on the year. Bruno, sophomore, 14-0.
I think he's lost a match, hasn't he?
I thought he did.
I thought he did too. Maybe not. Well, he did not go to the dock, and he did not wrestle at top of the Rockies, so maybe he doesn't have a loss yet this year.
Got him 14-0.
Okay.
Here off the
Well, there you go.
track wrestling anyway.
Bruno's working an arm bar on the on Smith's right-hand side. Now he's kind of coming back over for half Nelson on the right side, but still working that arm bar from the left. A lot of pressure forward. About 30 seconds left to go in the second period. Action has really slowed down here in the last couple seconds, or last 20 seconds anyways, but Bruno's doing a good job. He still has that arm bar. He's got a real tight spiral ride going. Now, he definitely lets that arm bar go. Smith tripoded up, and Bruno back trips him out of bounds again. So 12 seconds left to go in the second period. Bruno up 4-0 over Preston Smith again, who's ranked second at 165 from Eaton. So Bruno loads from the left side, jumps across to the right side. He's got that claw and spiral again. He's got short time left in the period, so 3 seconds left, and he's just kind of stay there, get him returned to the mat, which he does. And that's where we'll end the second period, up 4-0. Richie Bruno over Preston Smith of Eaton. And Smith's going to take neutral here. So, a lot of confidence in Richie. Richie does a good job staying in control. As I say that again, Preston Smith's on a real nice double that he's trying to single off. Bruno's doing a pretty good job of sprawling, but he needs to get those hips in, and he's doing a good job of trying to get that hip separation, breaking his arms. Yeah, now they're just kind of both sprawled out and into a stalemate. So 1:35 left to go in the third period, 4-0. Bruno over Smith. Bruno just needs to stay solid here, stay in good position, feel any attacks. Obviously, head, hands, and hips, which he does. Head down as Smith's in on a single leg, but Bruno was able to stop the momentum of that. And they're sprawled out. Smith's underneath him, still trying to work that single leg. Needs to pop Bruno down on the hip if he can. Bruno's just kind of draped over the top of him, working the legs. If I was Bruno, I'd push back on the shoulders, create some separation if I could, because Preston Smith is getting deeper and deeper as every second goes by, but they're kind of on the edge of the mat. And Smith still got that single leg head to the inside. Now he pops it out to the outside for a stalemate with 54 seconds left to go in the third period. 4-0. Richie Bruno over Preston Smith.
They go ear to ear. Been looking for that Merkel.
Yeah, it hasn't happened
There
yet.
it comes.
Yeah, it hasn't happened yet. Good snap by Bruno, getting Smith underneath him. Really good job of snapping him away from a leg so that Smith didn't have a chance to snatch a single leg or a double leg. Kind of just working the outside of the mat there. Bruno's staying in full control. Knows that he's got 4 points to play with. Wants to stay in good position. They out of bounds. 28 seconds left. Bruno's still up 4-0. Bruno gets hit with the stall call here as Smith is in on an outside single. Bruno trying to sprawl. Smith's in between his legs, needs to either come up or cut Bruno down if he can. Bruno gets in between his legs, though, gets Smith to a hip. Smith's still hanging on that single. Bruno is kind of separating his legs from the inside, almost a spiral from the top here. 1 second left to go in the period, and that's where we'll end. 4-0 Richie Bruno over Preston Smith. Good job by Richie. Be interested to see what Eaton's going to do there. If they keep Smith at 65s or if they bump him to 75s.
Pretty good match, actually.
Yeah, real good match.
Reds 39-28 for the Beat Diggers.
So another marquee matchup here, another really marquee matchup. Cole Curtis is ranked third at 215s, and Cal Sidwell, who's ranked second at ranked second at 190. So, as Cole makes his way down here, I'd assume they're going to be ranked second and third at 190 pounds. But I was under the impression that Cole's going to wrestle 215s coming up, so I think Astorga's going to make his way back down. Oh, Cole in on a shot, kind of leaves his arm up, and Sidwell pressures in. He puts Cole on a hip, almost exposes his back, but he's able to get the two. So, minute 33 left in the first period. Sidwell up 2-0 over Cole Curtis. Sidwell loads from the left side. Sidwell's a really good, mat wrestler, is what I've noticed over the last couple of years. Just tough farm kid, good family. Big ranchers out here.
It is. Curtis just hanging on there.
Yeah, base down. Sidwell's doing a good job staying in between his legs, keeping Cole's left leg off the mat so he can't create any momentum or any pressure, back pressure. Now being said, Cole puts back pressure, comes back up to his knees, but Sidwell's just got that tight waist and not a lot you can do with tight waist that's being just pressured forward. Cole comes up and does try to hit a switch, but didn't clear his arm, and Sidwell has that tight waist in there so tight he really couldn't do much with it. Cole kind of comes up again there on the edge of the mat there. Sidwell's got his near arm blocked. He's got Cole kind of in a hairy predicament there. He's had him on his hip there for a second. He's got that right arm trapped underneath him, so every time Cole tries to come up, that right shoulder kind of tucks underneath him. Now he's got that arm pulled through, and he's working for that ball and chain, is what it looks like to me. Yep, and he's got that ball and chain in between his legs. Let's see if he tries working a tilt or tries bringing that back under. He works that far arm where your left arm's kind of leveraged on Cole's back. On the same side, he has that ball and chain, was trying to get some points there, but Cole does a good job of knowing where he's out on the mat and getting off the mat. So it's going to be 2 seconds left to go in the first period. Sidwell on top of Cole Curtis.
This is our last match, too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We started at 2:15.
Oh, yeah, we did. So, yeah, Eaton's going to walk away with the win on this one.
Been a while for us.
All right, looks like Sidwell's going to pick bottom. 2-0. He's up 2-0 over Curtis. Curtis going to load on the right-hand side. And again, Sidwell's a pretty good mat wrestler. Cole's got that arm bar in on the right side, but he's sitting on the left side just trying to keep that pressure in because Sidwell's doing a pretty good job of staying on his base here. That's going to, I was going to say, if he doesn't let that arm bar go, it's going to get potentially dangerous, which he does. And Sidwell's trying to tripod up. Curtis is trying to work a near side cradle, and I can't tell if he has it locked up. He does have it locked up. He's got that head in the side. If he can drive forward and create some angles, and he does, and he's working to get Sidwell on his back, and now he does have Sidwell on his back. Yep, now he's in big trouble. Big trouble for Sidwell. Cole Curtis got that near side cradle, finished on top of it, and he gets the
pin.
ball. Wow, what a big pin for Cole there. Wow. So that is 2:45. 2:45. So minute 15 in the second period with minute 15 left in the second period. Cole Curtis gets the fall over Cal Sidwell from Eaton. So that's going to narrow the score 39-34, but I think that's it. So Brusher's going to fall to Eaton 39-34. Great duel.
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah.
Well, let's send this back to the headquarters at the KSIR because we've been going
crazy.
just crazy.
Yeah.
We didn't have time for anything. So let's head back to Rose, and we'll be back in a few moments. Okay, welcome back. B&B Appliance with over 30 years of experience. Oops, here we go. There's Johnny B. Okay.
Out of here, he says.
Out of here, huh? Okay, B&B Appliance with over 30 years of experience. B&B Appliance can help match the appliance to your needs. Stop by at 502 Ensign Street in Fort Morgan. Okay, waiting for Chad. Trying to get him up here.
Yeah, he has not responded back to me, but we can walk through the matches.
Somewhat,
Yeah.
We started at 215 pounds, brushed against Eaton. Christian Astorga got a pin win over
Walden
Osip.
Osip. Yeah, Walden Osip of Eaton.
Yeah. And then TJ Rivera got a forfeit. There's no wrestlers there. And then we went up to
106, Ian Blake got a forfeit because Blake Hawkins, number 2 ranked wrestler in the state, did not wrestle tonight.
yeah. And then Charles Rivera.
Yep.
Garrett Hemby will pick up a forfeit win. And then we also had Dustin Hernandez. He was sick at 120. So Joseph Inslee of Eaton got a forfeit win. And then Elazar Acosta stepped in for Elias Bizarre. I think that's how you say that.
Barajas, I believe, is.
Barajas?
Yeah.
Okay. Loudon Kingswater got a pin over Elazar Acosta for the Reds. And then at 132, good match with Nick Dardanis. He's ranked number 1 in the state. He won his match over
Dylan Paris.
Dylan
Paris, number 9 in the state.
Okay. Yeah. So then Levi Cox, he lost to Paxton Pettinger, a freshman out of Eaton.
Yeah, and Pettinger's number 11 in the state, and Cox is number 16. It was a good match, though.
Yeah. Okay, where else were we here?
At 144, you had Patrick Preston picking up the fall against Tanner Ludgate. Preston is the number 2 ranked wrestler at 144 pounds, and Ludgate's number 7 ranked wrestler at 144 pounds.
And
Yeah, then we
next was
yeah,
Braden Betzworth,
Yep.
Jr. for the Reds.
Yep.
And Percy Odell.
Yeah, and Percy picked up the win over Braden, so good win for Percy on that one.
Okay. And then Iker went against Quirk Carroll.
Yeah, and that was kind of the difference maker there. Iker gave up a pin with 0.4 seconds left to go in the match to solidify, because that was a tight match. I think it was a 1-point match at the time. Gave up the fall. That was the straw that broke the camel's back there in the duel. Gave up that 6 instead of giving up 3, and Brush lost by 5, so it might have not made that big of a difference.
Yeah. Austin Lay went against Preston Smith.
No, Austin was sick, so he did not.
Right.
He did not end up wrestling. So that was, probably the difference in the match there. Eaton gets 6 points there. Austin's number 3 ranked wrestler at 165 was sick yesterday, so could not wrestle today. So Brush gives up the forfeit there. That really was a difference in the match.
And then Richie Bruno at 175. That was a battle.
Yeah, so he picked up the win over Preston Smith on that one. Again, Preston Smith ranked 2nd at 165. Bruno's ranked 1st at 175. So be interesting to see where Preston ends up if Coach Tony Mastari bumps Smith up to 175 to finish out the year, if he keeps him at 165 pounds.
Yeah, at 190. How was that one?
190. That was a heck of a match, because he had Cal Sidwell ranked 2nd in the state for Eaton. I think he's a 2-time returning placer at this point in his life, against Cole Curtis, who's the 3rd ranked wrestler at 215s. And I don't know where Curtis and Astorga end up. They're going to get separated. One's going to wrestle 190. One's going to wrestle 215. excuse me, but Cole picked up the big pin there over the second-ranked wrestler at 190.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
it was a tough deal.
yeah, great match. 39-35. So good matches all around. Good wrestling tonight. Good reffing tonight. It's fun to watch.
It was. And there's a great crowd here.
Yeah,
Always is.
Yeah, Eaton always packs a good crowd, no matter the sport. They have beautiful new facilities. It's just a good environment. Eaton's good at everything, so they draw a crowd for everything they do.
Yeah, I'm looking for some of the unrinds because they usually
I don't see
send
Mitch
me
or
something to tell them what's
anybody
going on
there.
at
Yeah,
state.
yeah. That's funny.
It is. It's great. We'll go back a few days or two.
Yeah, absolutely. The good wrestlers, Mitch and Mike, and I cannot remember the young one's name. Good Lord. Doesn't matter. 3-timer, I believe he was.
Yeah, Mike. I remember when he was a freshman.
Yeah.
He looked little. That didn't last.
No, it did not. I think he ended up being a 2-time state champ at 189, I believe. And then, obviously Mitch actually definitely wasn't the best wrestler out of the group, but went on to bigger and better things, played for the Broncos, played defensive line for the Broncos. And I cannot remember the youngest one's name. He might have been the best wrestler of them all, and I think he was either a 2 or 3-timer, and I just cannot remember his name.
Oh, I got some names here for you. At 103 pounds, Elijah Mora. You remember him?
I do, absolutely, yeah. He's bull riding now.
Yeah, what year was he?
Oh my gosh, I would.
That's back in your day.
No, it was after my day. So I would guess that he was in Eric Garcia and Shay Hansen's class, I believe. So he'd have graduated in 2010-ish, 2011, somewhere in there.
Somewhere.
Yep.
I run across this in my
computer
here.
That's an old sheet there, Rob. That says
Kyle Hunter.
That says 2007-2008 roster for Brush for Brush Wrestling there.
Oh, I didn't look up there.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Eric Garcia at 119. Angel Rivera at 125. Kevin Bass, senior, he was 15-9 on that. Tony Guzman at 135. Tanner Morrow. And Cole Kimball.
Cole Kimball was stud that year, state champ that year. He's tough as a boot.
And Shay Hansen, of course.
Yeah, Shay I think took second that year.
And Lucas Scholkopf.
Yeah, Lucas was tough.
160. Eric Cordova.
Yep. Great wrestling family out of Brush.
Daniel Rubicaba, I think he ended up third.
Yeah, I think he's either state champ or third that year. I can't remember. He won it one year,
maybe.
I think. Yeah.
I know he did really well.
Yep.
Jacob Hunter was a champion.
Yep.
At 215. And
Dylan French.
Yep. That Dylan
I think Dylan
messes me up.
Yeah, I think Dylan might have placed sixth that year. If it wasn't that year, it's the year after that. One of the years he placed. I can't remember what year that was.
It was kind of fun to run into some of that.
Absolutely. Those are a blast from the past there.
Well, yeah, a little bit. Well, I run across some other ones, but I probably better not get started with all that. So we'll call this the Brush Post-Match Show is brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Get a full plan of seed, food, water for your field. That's coming up. Now's the time to begin your planning for next year's growing season. Give them a call. There's Dusty or Roxy at 970-571-2024. I've been saying that all day.
All right. Yeah,
that's
2024. There we go. Perfect.
Equitable Savings and Loan. Borrow locally from people you know. Equitable has been providing personal bankers to help you through all the steps. Stop by one of the 10 locations across the plains or visit equitable-savings.com. And, of course, we always got to talk about Stubbs.
You got to love Stubbs.
You were right next to that.
Absolutely. Best food around. And I believe Dalton Reisner actually on draft day gave a shout out to Stubbs, telling everybody that was listening on the NFL Network that they had the best chicken wings he's ever had. Chicken fingers.
Chicken fingers?
Chicken fingers, and they do.
Stubbs Gas and Oil. One-stop shopping does exist. Gas, food, and all your travel accessories.
Yeah, the Klinka family. Good people.
Oh, yeah. We go way back. Get off I-76 at exit 66A in Wiggins to visit them. And they do have good feet.
Yeah.
I got a pretty good, a lot of pretty good
Yeah, they do.
food
They
out
have
of there. I
great
was
food.
trying to think. I'm
They have
gonna
good
to go get
breakfast.
some
They
of that.
have good lunch. They have all kinds of stuff there. And new facility. We actually built their new facility for them a couple years ago, so it's a nice facility.
And Rudy Tires, 9 locations across northeastern Colorado and Nebraska. That means there's always a location close by. Rudy Tires brings you 1010 preps and more every weekday. Visit rudystires.com for more. And then the guys down Better Electric, covering all electrical work from residential to commercial to agriculture. Better does better matter. Give them a call at 970-521-1030. And Sidney Regional Medical Center. Don't let an injury keep you out of the game. Check out Sidney Regional Medical Center in Sidney, Nebraska. Learn more at sydney.r.m.c.com.
All right.
I get that one. Okay. Oh, well, get our friends over at Bank of Colorado.
Yeah, Bank Colorado. They believe in keeping things simple. Apply for the loan you need for your dream home online. Visit bankcolorado.com for all your information today. Bailey Mechanical, getting your house the right temperature is difficult. Call 970-522-0471 and let Bailey Mechanical go to work for you. Miller's Landscaping. You put so much time and effort into your show animals, offering a wide selection of livestock and feed supplies. Stop by 19645 County Road Q in Fort Morgan. Premier Farm Credit, over 100 years, they've been providing affordable, reliable, and consistent credit. Visit premieraca.com. Western Engineering Consultants, hopefully we can get Coach Cox up here. I don't know if he got my text, but if we don't, we'll still talk good about him.
He's looking the other way.
Since 2003, they've been providing big firm product with small firm relationships. Visit westerneci.com for more. Wiggins Electric, count on Wiggins Electric for quick, efficient, and courteous service to keep you up and running. They provide you with the service and products you need at your most critical time. Van Wyck Insurance for over 60 lines. From over 60 lines to help you find the right one to fit your budget. Stop in and see Van Wyck Insurance at 508 West Main in Sterling. Gordon Insurance. Be prepared for everything life throws at you. Get car insurance, life insurance, farm insurance, and crop insurance at Gordon Insurance. Visit GordonINS.com. Northeastern. Whether you're traditional or non-traditional student looking for an associate's degree or specialized certificate, visit njc.edu. And
Cool.
that's it.
Okay, yeah. That's about everybody.
Absolutely.
But we do need to say something to this old guy.
Tim Young?
Tim Young.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sure looks young, though.
Yeah, he does look good. And he's been doing this a long time, ever since I can remember following wrestling. So I know since '94, and I know before that he was probably doing the rankings. So he does a great job at doing the rankings. Puts in a ton of time. If you don't get the rankings and you're a wrestling fan, I would suggest getting him. He does a good job breaking down the rankings, number one. Then number two, every week he sends out a regional rankings, shows where everybody is, what region they're going to be in, where they're ranked in the region, and where they're ranked in the state. So it gives really good information there.
Now, Tim has, I can't read all that.
Up here?
Rankings.com.
Yeah, on the mat, rankings.com.
And
I think Colorado Preps and Colorado Wrestling also produce the rankings for Tim as well, distributes. So if you get a subscription, you get real deep in the rankings. Some of those rankings go 18, 19, 20 people deep. If you're reading it on CO Preps or any of those other outlets, they just give kind of the top 6. So
yeah, so thanks, Tim.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, then of course KSIR. What an awesome 1010. I like to listen to farm stuff and Johnny B in the afternoons. There's a lot of great things.
There's nobody like John. There's nobody I'd rather call something to John. the Morgan, the area is so lucky to have somebody like John. You know, he has a big time voice, lots of talent, and I love listening to John when he goes on 104.3 The Fan every now and again. He does some guest appearances and fills in for people when they're gone on the Fan. And I love listening to him because he always has a good story about, you know, brush football or brush wrestling or Morgan this or Wiggins that, and it's a lot of fun listening to him when he gets on those big airs. So Johnny B's the best, and Morgan County's lucky to have him.
Yeah, and our Honor Christie and Alex are just, they're awesome.
Absolutely.
Okay, that pretty much wraps it up. It ends up with Eaton being 39 on the team scores and the Beat Diggers 34. So they're right there, Beat Diggers.
Yep.
Had about some guys missing that might have been a tie.
I think so. I think, you know, as a 5-point spread, I think if Austin Lay wrestles, I think that we come out on top of that. You know, one way or the other. You know, maybe they don't bump Preston Smith up to 74s, but if they don't do that, then Richie Bruno then has somebody else to wrestle, and it's not a 4-0 match at 75. So I think one way or the other, you get those guys healthy. I think Brush is the deeper team, and you know, I just expect them to make a deep run, and 3A is going to be a lot of fun to watch because there's not a lot of points separating the top 3 or 4 teams.
Okay, next up is next week, 9th and 10th, down at Classical Academy in Colorado Springs for the Beat Diggers.
I think we got a duel tomorrow too, right?
Oh, yes.
Berthoud.
Berthoud's supposed to come down at the
yeah.
Dome or
Yeah,
whatever we call it.
The Beat Cellar now.
Now
the Beat Cellar.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
See how that Beat Cellar thing works.
It'll be good to be home. Be our only home broadcast.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is.
Does that
Last
mean
year,
we'll get a lot of them next year.
yeah, you know, last year we had a ton of them. This year we'll have one. So
Okay, so tune in tomorrow night about 6 p.m. is what it says here.
sounds like a plan.
And I'm sure Johnny B will let us know
Absolutely.
in the morning in case things, they seem to bounce around.
Yeah, it sounds like I was reading Brush Athletics page today, and it sounds like the Brush Youth Wrestling Club is going to have some matches before the duel gets started. So sounds like some of those younger kids are going to have a chance to get on the high school mat and wrestle. I'm not sure who they're wrestling, if they're wrestling inter squad, or if they've got another team coming in. But it sounds like there's going to be 3 or 4 youth matches before the high school gets going. So that'll be a good environment.
Well, we better get down there about 4:30 or 5. Yeah.
It sounds like
That's the most fun. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Rose and, of course, Alex and Christy and all, Johnny B. And thank you, Travis.
Thank
It's
you for
a lot
having
of
me.
fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Okay, we'll say good night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow about 6 o'clock.